Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share something that the Lord has placed on my heart. And like the title says, are you prepared? The Lord is having me prepare both spiritually and physically in the natural for what's coming ahead. You know, we can't put our trust in our elected officials. We may be happy with the outcome of the presidential election, but we can't put our trust in that and get complacent, because I really do believe that there's harder times coming and we need to be prepared. And when I mean prepared, it's not just prepared, physically with extra food, things like that, but it's prepared spiritually. And to go into that a little bit further, what I mean by that is to develop our relationship with the Lord. It's to go deeper in our relationship with the Lord. It's to really hear from God as to what He wants us to do individually and as a family in this hour. I think there are going to be more and more disasters, unfortunately, across the world. But I was thinking, just in America too, we're going to have more earthquakes, disasters, different things that come up. And so the Lord has been talking to me, as well as other Christians too, about preparing. So this video is a little different from my others. It's a little bit more maybe on the practical side, but I felt like it was necessary to encourage you to prepare. And I'm going to talk about the physical part, preparing physically in the natural. First off, we're even hearing talk about preparing from mainstream media, or what I kind of consider more mainstream media too. So I know there's a lot of talk about it, and it's something that I want to encourage you to seek the Lord and ask Him, Lord, what do you want me to prepare for my family? Is it preparing 3 weeks of prepared foods, shelf-stable foods that I can have in case there's an earthquake or there's a disaster close by and in my area can't get food? Maybe it's, I've even seen these devices that you can use to purify water, that campers and hikers use to purify bad water and make it drinkable. There's all sorts of things that the Lord may direct you to do so that your family can not be as affected by some of the things coming down. And I want to encourage you to share that with other people as well. It's very easy to, I think it's called normalcy bias, for us to just become complacent and say, okay, everything's going to be fine. We're all going to be fine. Just because that's kind of how our brains are wired, because it's not fun thinking about the negative and preparing. When I mean fun, it's not comfortable, because we have to deal with hard things, and that produces fear in people sometimes. But I want to encourage you to think, okay, if I were not to have power for 3 weeks or whatever time period the Lord may put in your heart, how do I survive? How do I get by and without having too much disruption? Maybe it's having extra batteries in flashlights that can light your house, things like that. a little bit can go a long ways. Maybe it's having battery or solar powered little chargers that you can put out in the sun that can produce some energy to power up cell phones, whatever. Those kind of things will go a long way. And if nothing happens and you never need it, that's okay, right? So I want to encourage you to ask the Lord, what do you want me to do? Because we're all different. We all have different areas of country we're living in and different circumstances. So it's not a one size fits all. But I wanted to bring up the subject because we need to think about it and have a plan so that we're not caught off guard. Another thing is the Lord's been having me is to always fill up my tank and never let it go below half empty or half full. That's not something I used to do. I used to just go when I needed gas and not necessarily try to keep close to a full tank or close to at least more than half a tank at all times. Things like that. They're little things, but yet I think are important. And I understand budgets are tight for some people. So just ask the Lord what you can do, and He will provide for you. I also want to encourage you, and even greater than the physical things that we can prepare for, whether it's food, water, fuel, is to prepare spiritually. And that's something the Lord has been talking to me about too, that I need to spend more quality time with Him, seeking Him, reading the scriptures, listening to Christ-centered teachings, all of those things, so that I can be prepared spiritually, because I think there is a fight coming on. The fight's already been on, but it's going to continue regardless of who has won the election. The fight's not over. There's lots of Christians that are saying that 2025 is going to be a dark year. I'm not really sure exactly what that is going to look like, but I believe that we have to be prepared in our faith for tough times to come. Tough times that require us to have faith. Faith that God can heal our bodies, that God can do signs, miracles, and wonders. I feel like that's coming back because there's going to be situations that we're going to need that. So anyway, I know this isn't necessarily a fun topic to talk about, but it's a real topic, and it's something that needs to be discussed because I want as many people prepared as possible. I want y'all to be prepared so that you can help others, because there most definitely will be people that are not prepared. And if our families are prepared and taken care of, then we can help others. So ask the Lord, what do you want me to do to prepare? And then make an action plan to do that. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully this provided some insight and some conversation pieces to get started on a plan for you and your family. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.